Senior depression is a hidden epidemic that touches the lives of millions, often quietly, beneath the surface. It's a condition shrouded in myth, stigma, and misunderstanding, a silent shadow that can follow people into their golden years, making those days feel less bright than they deserve to be. The mistaken belief that sadness or withdrawal is simply an inevitable side effect of aging is not only incorrect, it's dangerous. Depression at any age is a real medical condition that demands compassion, understanding, and most importantly, action. To truly grasp the nuances of senior depression, it's crucial to first see the world from the perspective of an older adult. Picture a life where, over the years, friends and loved ones pass away, familiar neighborhoods change, and the routines that once structured your days fade into memory. As the ability to get out and about is limited by physical ailments, transportation challenges, or financial restrictions, social circles grow smaller. Invitations dwindle. Even for those with caring families, schedules can conflict, making togetherness less frequent. Little by little, the sense of connection to the world outside diminishes, and aloneness can settle in like a thick fog. For many seniors, these shifts happen so gradually that neither they nor those closest to them notice the change. Family members, perhaps living far away or focused on their own busy lives, may attribute a loved one's change in mood, appetite, or energy to the normal passage of time. All too often, the most telling indicators of depression get dismissed as simply getting older. This misconception prevents suffering individuals from getting the help they need and deserve. Depression, especially in seniors, is rarely just about feeling sad. It's multifaceted, sneaky, and persistent. The mind may replay old regrets or magnify losses, turning natural grief into something deeper and more consuming. The stigma surrounding mental health complicates matters further. Many older adults grew up in eras when struggles of the mind were kept hushed, private affairs, a far cry from today's greater openness about mental well-being. Some hesitate to reach out, fearing shame, or perhaps suspecting that to feel this way is a personal failure rather than a medical issue. Healthcare providers, too, often miss the mark. Annual physicals may cover every inch of the body, but rarely tap into the heart of the matter, how the patient truly feels. Physical symptoms like aches and pains, digestive troubles, headaches, or changes in sleep aren't always connected back to mood. Busy appointments and complex medical histories can distract even well-intentioned doctors from digging deeper. As a result, depression in a senior can hide in plain sight, misdiagnosed or simply unrecognized for months or years. Beyond feelings of profound sadness, depression poses chronic risks to physical health. It can exacerbate conditions such as cardiovascular disease or diabetes, making them harder to manage. Appetite may wane, leading to weight loss and malnutrition. Medication regimens might fall by the wayside when motivation is low. Over time, a cycle forms where poor health worsens depression, and depression, in turn, sabotages self-care and recovery. Amid this complex web, what clues should we, family members, friends, caregivers, and even seniors themselves, be watching for? Here are the 7 subtle signs of senior depression that too often slip by unnoticed. The first sign? Changes in appetite or sleep patterns. Pay close attention to dramatic shifts. Perhaps grandma, who used to look forward to breakfast, now pushes food around on her plate, or maybe she's suddenly reaching for snacks in the middle of the night. On the flip side, insomnia may creep in, or long, unexplained naps take over the afternoon. It's not just about the quantity, but the overall change in routine and energy levels. The second sign is withdrawal from social activities. A once sociable person might start declining invitations, missing regular card games, book clubs, or even family events. If a senior who loved chatting on the phone stops returning calls, or if visits become shorter and less frequent, it could signal something deeper than mere fatigue. The third sign, a lack of interest or pleasure in things that once brought joy. Perhaps the garden that once bloomed under their care goes untended, or books remain untouched, dust gathering on the shelves. When favorite pastimes lose their spark, depression might have quietly taken root. The fourth sign involves feelings of hopelessness or helplessness. Listen closely to what's said. Remarks like, "I'm just a burden," "It doesn't matter anymore," or "I don't see the point," are red flags. Seniors may not use the word depressed, but expressions of deep despair, worthlessness, or resignation are clear indicators that emotional well-being is at risk. Fifth, pay attention to an uptick in physical complaints. Depression does not always present as overt sadness. Instead, it might whisper through recurrent headaches, stomach pain, digestive issues, or vague discomforts with no obvious cause. These aches aren't imaginary. They're a genuine part of the depression experience and often go untreated. Sixth, confusion or difficulty concentrating. If making decisions has become a struggle or everyday tasks appear overwhelming, depression might be clouding thought processes. Seniors may forget appointments, misplace belongings, or repeat themselves more often. These symptoms can resemble dementia, making it critical to seek a comprehensive evaluation. Seventh, notice any unusual irritability or mood swings. Perhaps a gentle grandfather now snaps at loved ones or grows easily frustrated at minor setbacks. Mood shifts are frequently misunderstood as grumpiness or senior moments, but beneath the surface, they may speak to an emotional imbalance crying out for attention. These 7 signs are often brushed aside, easily mistaken for normal reactions to aging. But recognizing them is the first step to breaking through the misconceptions surrounding senior depression, a step that can quite literally save lives. Imagine Mary's story, an 82-year-old woman whose world seemed to shrink after her husband's passing. Friends' visits dropped off. Days blurred together, punctuated only by her own footsteps echoing through a quiet house. Her family expected the morning would pass, but as the weeks turned to months, subtle shifts appeared. Meals went uneaten, the garden grew wild, outings to the market were met with reluctance. Comments like, "I don't really make a difference anymore," were easy to overlook until, finally, someone took notice. With encouragement, Mary accepted help. She connected first with her family, sharing her true feelings for the first time in months. Slowly, she opened up to a therapist trained in senior care, who helped her recognize grief from depression and taught her strategies to cope with loneliness and sadness. Attending a local senior support group offered her new friendships and a sense of community. Medication, prescribed thoughtfully and monitored carefully, helped smooth the roughest edges. As her world expanded once more, new joys emerged. Volunteering at a local animal shelter filled her days with purpose. The garden, once wild and untended, bloomed again under her hands. Mary's journey reminds us that depression is not the end of the story. It is an obstacle that, with support and understanding, can be overcome. For many seniors like Mary, the transformative power of intervention cannot be understated. Depression is not a character flaw or a personal failure. It is a medical condition shaped by genetics, environment, history, and current circumstances. Help might come in many forms: medication, talk therapy, group support, physical activity, even simple daily routines. The key is recognizing the problem and reaching out. But what can you do if you suspect a senior in your life might be struggling with depression? Start with conversation. Approach with empathy, not judgment. Instead of asking, "Are you depressed?" which might prompt denial or discomfort, try open-ended questions. "How are you feeling these days?" Or, "I've noticed you're not as engaged in our Sunday dinners. Can you tell me how you're doing?" Listen deeply and be patient, remembering that the stigma around mental health runs deep, especially for older generations. If signs of depression are present, encourage professional support. Primary care physicians should be made aware of mood changes, and mental health specialists with experience in geriatric care can provide tailored therapies. Be proactive. Schedule medical appointments, attend support groups together, stay involved. Small acts can make a monumental difference. Just a phone call, a shared meal, or an afternoon spent together can break isolation. Offer to take walks, assist with transportation to doctor's appointments, or introduce seniors to community activities and senior centers. Modern technology also opens doors. Virtual support groups, telehealth appointments, and social media platforms tailored for older adults can help bridge the distance between home and the world. Physical health and mental health are deeply linked. Encourage a holistic approach: regular exercise, balanced nutrition, good sleep hygiene, and consistent medication management. Even modest lifestyle changes can support emotional recovery and resilience. Leaning into these small, steady actions can spark positive change. Remember, depression is not a one-size-fits-all category. Its impact varies from person to person. For some, medication works wonders. For others, talking therapies or gentle exercise may bring relief. Finding the right combination may take time, so patience and ongoing support are essential. On a broader level, we must push back against the harmful myths that keep so many seniors silent about their struggles. Depression is not simply a normal part of aging. Growing older can bring challenges: grief, health issues, change, but sadness that lingers, persists, and interferes with daily life is a sign that deeper help is needed. Let's challenge ourselves and our communities to pay closer attention. When you visit or talk with an older loved one, look past the surface. Notice if they seem more withdrawn, irritable, or disinterested than usual. If they talk about aches and pains without clear cause, or if you sense a fog of confusion clouding their thoughts, don't dismiss these changes. Offer compassion, not just concern. Every senior deserves to feel valued, heard, and supported. With vigilance, empathy, and action, we can make sure no one suffers in silence. Recognize the 7 signs: changes in appetite or sleep, withdrawal, loss of interest, feelings of hopelessness, unexplained physical complaints, cognitive challenges, and mood swings. These are not just signs of aging, they are calls for help. Senior depression need not be a silent adversary. Together, through early recognition and wholehearted support, we can foster healthier, more fulfilling golden years for those who once cared for us. Whether you are a family member, friend, caregiver, or senior yourself, the message is clear. You are not alone, and help is within reach. If you or someone you love is showing any of these signs, take the first step. Reach out, start a conversation, and seek help. Your caring action could illuminate a path out of darkness and lead to a brighter, more connected future for everyone involved. Every story matters. By sharing your own experience or listening compassionately to others, you help shatter the silence around senior depression. No one deserves to feel invisible in their own life story. By staying informed, attentive, and open-hearted, we can build a world where every senior knows their well-being truly matters, and where hope, healing, and joy remain possible at every age.